in form of direct cash payments. Alistair Leathead sent this report from Kenya.
There are thin pickings for the cattle of northern Kenya. Drought is back, and with it a difficult decision, whether or not to sell the cows to survive. Help can be as simple as sending cash to stop them selling off the family assets, and it's all being done from hundreds of miles away in Nairobi.
So the red shows the area where we had extreme drought, and if you can look at this and compare to what we have this year, you can see we have red all across the 4 counties.
The satellite data determines who gets emergency aid money from the UK. No strings attached, direct cash payments are becoming increasingly popular. Abdullahi Haji Abdi's card automatically gets topped up with credit, and once he's identified by a fingerprint scan, $25 a month is handed over. The worse the drought, the more people who receive some cash to cover the bills and keep them going. If it wasn't for these cash payments, he said, he'd have to sell the livestock, as there are lots of things that have to be paid for: school fees, food for the family, and all the other basic needs. Well, you can see why this idea of sending people cash directly works in places where there's a humanitarian crisis, like here where there's drought and people do everything they can just to try and keep the cattle alive. But they're also trying it in places which aren't as bad, just to try and lift people out of poverty. Here in Western Kenya, there's no drought, but people are extremely poor. A charity called Give Directly is doing just that. Like everywhere, people have big dreams. Receiving a lump sum of $1,000 allowed Emily Owino Otieno to build a new house and start a little business selling cooking fat. A tin roof replaced the thatch, which needs regular and costly repair.
I'm happy because I'm not using any more money on my roof. I can use that money to buy my clothes, food, pay school fees and other expenses.
Others use the lump sum to buy cattle, fertilizer, seed. After 5 years of detailed research here into how people spend their free money, there's little evidence it's wasted or abused, and plenty of proof it's making a real difference to reduce poverty and help in humanitarian crises. Alistair Leathead, BBC News, Kenya.
Possible solutions to the drought and the famine situation in East Africa.